Can look here, sir. Thank you.
Said we have signed an agreement on agricultural development financial support amounting to 62.35 million US dollars. That is equivalent to 6.2 billion Kenya shillings. The financial support is composed of two components. That is the African Development Bank loan of 39.5 million or 4 billion Kenya shillings, and a grant amounting to 22.8 million US dollars or 2.3 billion. So it's two components, the grant and a loan, and which has the grant has been advanced by the Agriculture and Food Security Program and administered by the African Development Bank. The small-scale irrigation and value addition project was conceived by the government to build on the success of the need to upscale the just concluded small-scale horticultural development project funded by African Development Bank. The project will be implemented as a national project by the Ministry of Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries in collaboration with the respective counties. This will going to affect 11 counties, and the counties are Kitui, Makueni, Machakos, Tana River, Bomet, Meru, Tharaka Nithi, Nyandarua, Murang'a, Kajiado, and Nyeri. The project will involve, under the component 1, 12 irrigation schemes covering about 3,000 acres. An additional 3,000 hectares under 60 micro irrigation schemes. As you are all aware, agricultural productivity in Kenya is constrained by a number of factors, where over-dependence on rain-fed agriculture is one of them. I note that the completion of this project will contribute to irrigation intensification and expansion as evidenced in our Vision 2030. Let me note that this is the first project to benefit from the non-concessional ADB window after Kenya attained eligibility. The interest rate is a floating base rate with a free option to fix the base rate, and is a sum of the base rate, which is the LIBOR, plus a funding margin and a lending spread, which is, I understand, is 60 basis points. So it's LIBOR plus 60 basis points. The project maturity is 25 years and has a grace period of 5 years.
Combined, this loan and grant constitutes a very concessional loan in favor of Kenya. Very concessional indeed. Honorable Secretary, this signing is a significant milestone. This loan is the first that the GoK is receiving from the commercial window of the African Development Bank. Access to borrowing from the commercial or the ADB window comes into effect following the reclassification of Kenya to a blend status. This reclassification opens Kenya to significant additional resources from the ADB window at terms which are much more favorable than market rates. What this means is that the government of Kenya will now be able to scale up its investments, undertaking large development programs to spur the economic transformation we are witnessing today. The intervention of CVAP will focus on the construction of irrigation schemes, access roads, markets, crops and livestock value addition, and skills development in the 11 or so counties mentioned by the Secretary. Lastly, Honorable Secretary, let me conclude by echoing your call to the line ministry, in this case the Ministry of Agriculture, to ensure that we ratify and begin disbursing this project within the 6-month deadline set by the bank. The track record of Kenya vis-à-vis the ADB project has been good, and I hope we will continue to live up to that expectation and ratify this project. This is something that has happened through the rebasing, but I think what this project demonstrates is the prudence with which the government of Kenya is approaching this additional resources and how it's borrowing and what it's borrowing for. I think that's the storyline that's interesting here, is that there are instances where when countries are given access to this huge, almost unlimited fund, they go on a shopping spree and try to finance everything. I think in Kenya it has been very deliberate, very thoughtful. This is the first project that has been financed through this new additional resource, and government of Kenya or Treasury is looking at these things very carefully to make sure that what is financed through this is indeed in the productive sector. It is focused on addressing poverty. It is focused on building infrastructure. So I think the fact that it's accessible is no longer a story, but the fact that how Kenya is approaching it and how it's using this new resource is indeed the new story that you need to capture.
We know that in the country, 7.5 million people are described as chronically food insecure, out of which about 1.5 million people require food aid at any given time. As improved food and nutritional security is vital in enhancing Kenya's economic development and is fundamental in achieving other sustainable development goals. In fact, we say if you take care of the food issue, then you free the energies and the minds of people to do development agenda. The 11 counties that we will be working with, and Diva, and don't repeat these, including Machakos, Kitui, Makueni, Tana River, Bomet, Meru, Tharaka Nithi, Nyandarua, Murang'a, Kajiado, and Nyeri. And of course, we have had the goals which are to contribute to enhanced food security, incomes, and livelihoods of farming communities. One of its objectives, again, is to increase productivity, commercialization, and competitiveness of agricultural commodities and enterprise in the project areas. This project, like we've been told, will be implemented over a period of 6 years, from this year to 2021, and it is envisaged, like we have also heard, that when the project is fully implemented, approximately 100,000 households in the project areas will benefit